to my Glow Up Masterclass session, where I will be talking all things social capital, how to build your social capitals, your social strategy, all the things around being a socialite. This is really critical and important. I'm super happy to be talking about it because this is actually what we talk about in my Glow Up Masterclass. My Glow Up Masterclass is 10 to 12 weeks long, where we cover everything. Physical, social, and career are our three main pillars. In the physical pillar, we talk everything from building a capsule wardrobe. We have makeup artists, stylists, nutritionists come in, building a wellness routine. Social component, we talk about building your social calendar, joining boards. We have women who are sitting on boards, how to be in healthy relationships. We have married women come in and talk about what it's like navigating relationships, building your social strategy, how to introduce yourself. A sommelier will come in, how to order wine. And then lastly, we have career, where we'll have financial advisors come in. We'll talk about building your career strategy. The intention is to democratize all the information I wish I had in my 20s and 30s and beyond. So once again, the link is in my bio. And this is really exciting. I'm doing just a small truncated version of this session so you get an idea of what it's all about, but let's hop right in. Today's agenda, we'll be doing assessing social up-leveling case studies. We'll do a personal brand exercise, and then I'll also ask you to rate your social capital. So you'll need pen and paper for this session. So I'll give you a moment to get that. But if you needed a job recommendation from a respected executive, an invitation to a highly coveted event, and an investor to infuse cash into your startup, would you have someone to call? So I'm talking about you need a job recommendation from someone who's a VP and above, C-suite, an invitation to the Studio Museum Gala in New York City, School of American Ballet. Not just something you can buy, but something that, if you know, you know. Or someone to give you $30,000 for your startup because they believe that you have a brilliant idea. Do you have someone with that level of capital, access, and influence? If not, you're going to need to tune in. But how, Jody? The number one question I get all the time is, how do I up-level my social life? And I want to really quickly share. It's not sitting at a hotel bar, as the girls online would like to say. It's not about marrying rich. It's not about getting a new job. And once you get this new job, all of a sudden, all these windows and doors will open for you. It's not unnecessary. It's not about being fake. And what I really see a lot is someone just sort of waiting for a mentor, a sponsor, an advocate, to kind of just a husband to just kind of pluck them up and change their whole life. That's not how it works, okay? I'm going to talk about how it really works. This is how you do it. So let's go through some case studies together. Number one, Anat Ambani and Radhika Merchant. So do you remember that Indian wedding that Rihanna and all the Kardashians were at? I think Rihanna performed at for a couple million. That gorgeous wedding. They met in 2017 through mutual friends while on a drive and began dating shortly after. The couple were already part of the same social circles due to their family backgrounds. Clock it. Next one. I want you to keep that in mind as we go through all of these. Prince Harry and Meghan said in their engagement interview that they met on a blind date in early July 2016 after being set up by a mutual friend that they have kept anonymous. After being set up by a mutual friend. Keep that in mind. Oprah and Stedman. My man. I had seen a particular man around town, but he was always with the same girlfriend. I wonder where she is today. So I didn't pay much attention, but she said, one day though, we were both visiting a mutual friend, keep that in mind, who was ill. We left and we got a beer together. Ooh, Oprah said, that's my man. Barack and Michelle, our faves. I met Michelle in 1989. Damn. After my first year of law school, when I took a summer job at Sidley & Austin, great law firm, a law firm in Chicago. Michelle worked at Sidley too, and in the luckiest break of my life, was assigned to be my advisor, charged with helping me learn the ropes. Jasmine Tooks, famous Victoria's Secret model, and Juan, co-founder of Snapchat. We all happened to be in LA for a fashion show, so I went to lunch with Juan and a couple other Snapchat employees. T. Last one. Steve Harvey and Magic Johnson. I love the photos of them on the yacht together. Just so rich every summer in the south of France. Steve Harvey and Magic Johnson met in Cannes, France. Johnson posted on Facebook about running into Harvey and calling him a friend. Now, I want you to think about all of these examples I just stated, right? We talked about the Ambani wedding. We talked about Megan Sussex, Oprah and Stedman, all of these folks. Tell me, based off of what I shared, what do they all have in common? How they're meeting? Write down that word that comes to mind. I'll give you a second. Drink my drink. The word is proximity. They were in the same places, having the same friends, going to the same schools, etc. Fawn Weaver, she is the co-founder of Uncle Nearest. I've been investing in lifestyle brands for the better part of 20 years. Before that, I had a special events and PR firm. I became an entrepreneur when I was 18 and now I'm 45, so we're going back 27 years. Kamala Harris is the first African American, the first Asian American and the first woman to be the vice president. Should have been the president, but we move. She is the highest ranking female official in the U.S. history. She was the Democratic Party's nominee for president in the 2024 election. Should have been the president. From 2017 to 2021, so about a decade ago now, she represented California in the United States Senate. Victoria Monet, she had that iconic tweet that went viral back in 2013 about how she wanted to win a Grammy one day, and in 2023, she finally won that Grammy 10 years later. But she said, I want this latest album, to get its flowers because I don't think it is just the album. The album represents all of the albums that I've done, all of the work that I've put in. The collaborations throughout the album are friends I've had and the work that I've done for the 10 plus years. What does it say? You don't just wake up and become that girl. You have to do the work for a very, very, very long time. No one wants to tell you that advice online because it's not sexy. Felicia Butterfield. When my career started, I wanted to be behind the scenes. I was shy. I lacked confidence, so I hid behind my work ethic. A lot of y'all do that. Until a mentor told me the importance of building my personal brand. My firm belief is that our work will speak for us, so set a rock-solid foundation built on your talent, skills, and ability to deliver results. And then from there, the external opportunities will come. So be very strategic in what you accept and the narrative that you allow to be shaped around your journey. Bazoma St. John, former CMO of Netflix, former CMO of, I think, Beats, if not just a senior executive of marketing. Real Housewife of Beverly Hills. I was once told by somebody who probably thought they were giving me good advice, I shouldn't wear red lipstick or red nail polish. They're too bold and I'll send the wrong message. Now I get designs on my nails and I wear green eyeshadow because I like it, and I bring the fullness of my Ghanaian heritage to the office. I felt like I'm moving through this world as me. Personal brand. You need to have a strong personal brand that people can identify you with. Everyone's favorite, Sophia Richie and Elliot Grange, y'all eat them up, knew each other as children and became friends before dating in early 2021. Their parents had a close friendship. Lionel Richie, Sophia's father, is close friends with Lucy and Graydon Elliot's father, who is the chairman and CEO of Universal Music Group. Okay, they didn't just fall off the mango tree together. Prince Abdul Mateen of Brunei. He's so adorable. If you do not know Prince Mateen, go Google Prince Mateen of Brunei. And his wife, Anisha Rashna Isa Kalibik, are childhood friends who dated for several years before marrying in January 2024. Our childhood friends who dated for several years before marrying January 2024. Everybody wanted Prince Abdul Mateen. Everybody thought they had a chance. No, he's marrying his childhood friend. And let's talk about the founders of Facebook. Eduardo Saverin, a founder of Facebook, Harvard classmate of Zuckerberg's. Dustin Moskovitz, a Harvard classmate of Zuckerberg's and his roommate. Moskovitz was Facebook's first chief technology officer and vice president of engineering. He is now the co-founder and CEO of Asana, which we all know and love and use. I use it every day. Chris Hughes, another Meta founder, Harvard classmate of Zuckerberg's and his roommate. Andrew McCullum, Harvard classmate of Zuckerberg's. Now, what do these stories all have in common if you've been paying attention and following along? Friends and affiliations. They went to the same school. They were roommates. They were part of the same sororities and fraternities. They worked together. Okay. And then last case study, La Roche and Zendaya. Now, I love this story. La Roche is truly an image architect because he used to be putting Zendaya in the same clothes that other celebrities would wear, knowing that she would be catapulted into People magazine, who wore it better. This was a throwback back in the early 2000s. Traditionally, it's a faux pas, but he knew she was going to win that battle. Lady Gaga, her most memorable look is her meat dress. If you're in your late 20s, early 30s, you probably remember this. Today, it's on the display of the House of Gaga Museum in MGM in Vegas. And then Cardi B in 2020 has owned her high fashion aesthetic. When you think of Cardi B, you think of rapper, and then you think of aesthetic afterwards. Remember when she went to go see her man, Stephon Diggs, in that Bottega outfit? When she was going to the Met Gala in some archival looks, she transformed out of just being a rapper. Lady Gaga, especially at that point when she wore that dress in 2010, she transformed out of just being a pop star, pop celebrity at that point, to really being a fashion icon. Zendaya is incredibly talented, right? We all know this. But when Zendaya hits that carpet, everyone is waiting to see Zendaya. It's called stepping on necks, being sickening. Oh, look at baby Zendaya back in the day. That is how you really eat the girls up. Here is why your personal brand matters, because I think there are some misconceptions around it. Your personal branding is an intentional strategic practice in which you define and express your own unique value proposition. Here's a personal brand. Helps funnel opportunities to you. Do you think Kamala Harris is out here peddling her book? Please, please, please. No. People are coming to her. If Cardi B wanted to write a book one day, people are coming to her. If Bozoma St. John wanted to go be a CMO somewhere, people are coming to her. It helps funnel opportunities to you. You get more for less. If you have been putting in the work for years and you're up for let's say, chief marketing officer role, and you have spoken on the stage of CES, which is an amazing conference in Vegas in January, you're on the speaking circuit of Cannes, South by Southwest, Davos, you are featured in Forbes 30 under 30, Forbes 40 under 40, whatever. And you're up against someone who's just a good employee at a comparable firm. Who do you think is getting that job? And also, who do you think who do you think can command more money for that job? A strong personal brand does the work for you without you having to be in the room. You will be in rooms because your brand, when people start talking about women empowerment, social media, girls who are in corporate but also do social media, my name is coming up because it's doing the work for me. I've done the work on the front end and now it's compounding. It pays dividends. What I love the most about a strong personal brand is it can counteract any bad press. So if someone says that someone is out here scamming and stealing and they are known to be virtuous, hardworking, empowering people, it's going to take a long time for that rumor to stick. When you have a strong personal brand, you no longer pitch. The most senior level executives I know have never applied for a job. You stop applying for jobs at a certain point when you have a strong personal brand. They come to you. No one at a C-level suite, and if you are having to apply for jobs, once you hit that director, VP, C-level, something is wrong, something is afoot. And it doesn't only have to be career. It can also be a speaking opportunity. If someone has a speaking opportunity for Black History Month, Women's History Month, you should be top of mind. I don't pitch myself anymore. People come to me, And it will magnetize the right people to you because I'm really sick of online people talking about this. Well, this is how you get a man. This is how you get a man. This is how you get a man. This is how you get a rich man. No, these are all people who are in the same spaces and are magnetized towards each other because they have similar values, similar friends, relational overlap. No one is plucking you up off a hotel bar and marrying you. Or that's one in a million chance. Okay, so let's do this final exercise. Get your pen and paper out. And I want you to answer the following questions to assess your personal brand and the areas of opportunity that you might have. Now, I want you to write down how you would describe your personal brand. Empowering, inspirational, analytical. How would your friends describe it? And I don't want you to answer that. I want you to ask your friends. Describe it in a couple words. And then I want you to 2 trusted coworkers to describe your personal brand. Are they all consistent? Number 2, I want you to name 2 unique value propositions that you have. And this is hard, but you should be able to come up with it quickly. Are you an incredible public speaker? Are you a good analytical thinker? Do you have networks and connections in the city that you live in? Because that's a good one. Are you a great dresser and you are known for your physical presence? Hey, that can be a unique value proposition. Have you worked in your industry for 15 years and you have subject matter expertise? That's a good one. And then I want you to describe the following. Where do you work? What you do in your free time? How you would describe your online presence, and who are your closest friends and mentors? Now for me, I'm a senior director at working in DEI. In my free time, I'm volunteering. And I'm also a content creator. In my free time, I'm volunteering. I'm going to brand events. I am speaking on panels, and I'm traveling. How would you describe your online presence? It's about empowering women, specifically women of color. Who are my closest friends and mentors? Women that I've worked with in the corporate space. They're all senior level executives. They are all aligned. All of those I can confidently say are aligned, and they tell a cohesive brand story about me. Does yours do that? Pretend you're a stranger looking on your social platforms, X, Instagram, TikTok, LinkedIn. How would this stranger describe you? How do you showcase your brand identity? Write this down. Is it through social media? Is it how you spend your spare time? Look, maybe you have a low profile social media, that's fine, but you're at every philanthropic event, you're volunteering, and your career is aligned. Maybe it's your attire. Look, we all know a fabulous lady of leisure by how she's dressed. And lastly, who has a personal brand that you admire? What do you like about them, and how can you emulate them? And I'm always going to hear the same ladies. Emma Grede, I'm going to hear Bazoma, I'm going to hear Valisha, I'm going to hear Hannah Bronfman, Brooke Devard, which are North Stars for me too, but make sure that you can identify what you like about them. Some of it, you're conflating aesthetic with actually what you like about their personal brand. And once you identify that, what do you admire and how can you emulate it? Is it the fact that they are mothers and entrepreneurs? Is it the fact that they're entrepreneurial, investing in VCs? Is it the fact that they have really robust social life? Like, what is it that you like, and how can you take small steps to emulate them? The last thing that I want you to do is rate your social capital. And here's how you'll know what your social capital score is. If you have a 1 social capital, you have some friends and you have some coworkers. You go to brunch on Sunday and you go to work. Maybe you're part of a couple like hobbies clubs and you go to a couple housewarmings. That's a 1. That's the bare minimum. Now 5 is you have mentors, which are peers. Let's say you have a question at work, or you're trying to join a board. There are people that you can call who are on those boards, or who are like maybe a level, you're an analyst, they're an associate, a level or 2 above you, where you can ask anything. Oh, can I wear this dress to this? Is this dress appropriate to wear to this work event? Does this presentation look good? Those tactical questions, that's a mentor, which is oftentimes conflated with a sponsor. What we call sponsor is the 2-fist rule. Pretend I'm banging on my 2 fists. 2-fist rule is you can bang your 2 fists on the table and they can move the needle for you. So 2-fist rule would look like Jody deserves this promotion. Jody needs a seat at this table at this gala. Jody needs this. Board of directors are people that you can consult with about different things. So you might have a board of directors, someone is a CFO, a CMO, and a CEO. Your CFO, look, this is my budget. What do you think? Or I need to get this. I'm trying to buy a house. Can you help me? CMO, okay, look, I'm trying to build my personal brand. Can you help? You need people who you can consult. And then also thought partners. I have thought partners when it comes to, like, you can just kind of ideate and riff with them. Everyone else might have like more constrained, or you have to come with very specific asks. Thought partners are like, you can literally just be like, all right, girl, I'm thinking about starting this business. Okay, what kind of business? I'm thinking about doing this. This is a problem statement I'm seeing. What do you think about it? And you guys can kind of play off of each other. If you rank below a 4, think about which areas you need to build your social capital. Because it may be you have a ton of sponsors but not enough mentors. I oftentimes think that we're usually over mentored and under sponsored. So you probably have a ton of mentors and no sponsors or no board of directors. Or maybe you need some friends. And maybe you just need to hang out a bit more. Maybe you're too hyper career focused. And how can you counteract that? Is it going to events? Is it maintaining your relationships better? We have a relationship CRM that we do in this class where you can actually like type in all the people that you meet throughout the duration of the session, and it'll automatically say, all right, it's time to follow up with this person. Maybe it's something like that. Maybe you need to build that. And then every week we also have a we have homework. And this week's homework is a LinkedIn teardown. So a teardown is something that's really popular in like the VC founder space, where usually other founders will tear down each other's business plans in a constructive way. So there's small accountability groups, as I mentioned. The cohorts are usually 30 to 40 women, but you'll have groups of 5-ish women where you can really hold each other accountable and ensure that you're actually making progress on your goals. You meet weekly with them. And then final thesis as well as social challenges. We have a social challenge calendar where every week you have to commit to doing a social challenge. It could be going to dinner by yourself, going to a networking event by yourself. It can be revamping your LinkedIn, posting one thing on social media. So we have a social challenge each week. So that is their homework. All right, if you have any questions about the masterclass, and I really hope you enjoyed just a snippet. Like I said, this is just a taste. This is just a little bit. If you enjoyed this, let me know. The link in my bio will go to the interest form, and we will start applications in the next few weeks. So I hope you enjoyed your Social Glow Up Masterclass, and I'll see you soon.